Hey Scorpio, it's Romy here. Welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have a Scorpio sun, rising or moon, then this reading, which is general, may well resonate for you. It's for the month of October 2020, and happy birthday for those Scorpios that are celebrating this month. So my readings are blends of astrological influences, working with the tarot, and connecting into my guides so that I can intuit messages and information that may well help you to navigate the next few weeks. If it resonates, do drop me a like and a comment, and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. You can also support my work by joining me for the extended version of this reading, and you'll find the details for that in the description box and in the comment section underneath, Scorpio. So thanks so much for being here. I hope you enjoy the reading. Let's go ahead and get started, see what comes out for you. Okay, Scorpio, October is a month of magic, of mysticism, of layers and layers of complexity, of intensity and drama, and really this culmination point, a completion and a closure. You know, we open up the month with a full moon in the sign of Aries, and we close it out on the 31st with a full moon in the sign of Taurus. And really that invitation from these powerful, potent moon energies, and the fact that we're working through Libra season, which is your 12th house, is about the ultimate surrender, really. And the sense that I get is it's almost just like this moment of rest before this phoenix rises up in some aspect of your life, Scorpio. And October is going to feel almost like there's a layer of uncertainty, but you're moving and you're feeling like that powerful sense of momentum carrying you forward, and you're having to kind of shape shift your way, right, to sort of deal with the continuous shifts of energy that are going to be coming in. You know, Pluto moves direct in Capricorn on the 4th. Mars is squaring Pluto for the second time on the 9th. We've then got Mercury retrograde in your sign, and the new moon in Libra on the 16th before we move into your solar return. So there's a lot of that retrograde energy, Mars still retrograde. There's these powerful full moons. There's this sense of uncertainty but powerful closure, release happening. And we open up your reading with the 8 of Wands. So the communication, the messages, the movement of energy is significant. And what you're being asked to do right now is to just show up with all your fears, because those full moons are going to illuminate them anyway. Show up with all your fears, all your doubts, all your uncertainty. How can this work? What's going to happen next? I don't understand like where I am in the process. I don't know how I feel. I don't know how this person feels. No matter where that layer of confusion is revealing itself to you in October, what you need to understand is that the root of it is this movement forward to allow you to step into like a different energy, okay? And at that point of finality, if you like, that you're going to feel at the end of the month is kind of like a no going back feel, you know? That's kind of the vibe that I get. So, you know, it could well be a real make or break month for many of you, with different decisions and choices and what is playing out. You need more information, it's going to come. 8 of Wands is telling you that, all right? That full moon will reveal the secrets. It will bring things to light that are going to help you to find that ultimate surrender and letting go. Justice card coming in, of course, the sign of Libra, wanting to bring a renewed sense of balance and equilibrium back into your life. I don't think you're necessarily going to feel that powerfully through this month of October, but I think it's what all of the changes and the things that are going to unfold are leading towards, Scorpio. Okay, so you might have to wait a little bit longer before like that starts to knit itself together and reveal itself in a way that you can really receive it and accept it, okay? But there is this beautiful sense of karmic justice coming in for you, news and information that will support you in what it is that you know you need to do, okay? Now, Pluto moving direct in Capricorn on the 4th of the month will start to allow that transformative process. The alchemy of October is going to be in full flow, right? And you're going to be reviewing, what have I learned in this last few months? How has it transformed me? How have I dealt with that shadow aspect of self, in that transit through Capricorn? We're coming to the end of all of the time that these outer planets have been working in the sign of Capricorn, and you really are being invited to take the learning, the Hierophant. What is your inner guru talking to you about at this point in the year? Look at October as almost being like a rapid replay of the entirety of 2020. So the journey that you've been on since January 1st is going to be almost like replayed back to you in that kind of movie screen style for you to understand at a higher learning spiritual level, like what the lessons have been, what the gifts were that showed up, how you've changed, how you've grown, how you've acclimatized, what you've accepted, where you've integrated, what soul work you've kind of embraced fully, and where there's more to do, and that sense of recommitting to what matters in the final weeks of this year is also going to be highlighted to you really strongly. I mean, in all honesty, like Justice and the Hierophant come in as quite no-nonsense sort of teachers, like universal energies and kind of showing you here's where you should be. Here's what you were supposed to gain from this experience. And I think it's important that a lot of you really take the time to reflect and celebrate actually the ways in which you've changed and how you've managed to adapt and to just flow with so much of what has played out for you. And that 12th house can be very healing when you allow it to be, Maybe there's more learning you want to do. Maybe it's led you in the direction of saying, okay, this is where I feel understood. This is where I feel seen. This is where I feel heard. Or here's where the gaps are in my knowledge. This is what I now want to pick up and sort of take on as my vision quest before I move, into this brand new energy, okay? The Hierophant represents commitment to me. Yeah, sometimes it can be about that literal marriage, that bonding, and here we've got Knight of Cups coming through with that kind of almost romanticism of life, that kind of quest. Like, let's come together, let's make it better, let's find the love in this situation. And that's like a powerful blending of energies, taking what you've learned and what you've gained and the wisdom, the higher wisdom of it, applying the hope, the faith, the romanticism of how things could be if we really took on board all of this. And, this is playing out within the self, Scorpio, but also then in the way that you're showing up, in your life. That's when really meaningful change happens. Now, maybe there is another water sign that you are dealing with. I feel this is representative of you. I think that you are being invited to fall in love with every aspect of your life right now, even the parts of it that are really not where you want them to be, even if they feel really shitty, even if they feel like this is the last thing that I want to embrace or accept right now, Romy. There is something about October with these full moons kind of pinning us in this vortex of energy and saying, you're here for a reason. There's something to gain that's valuable and profound in this moment. And the more you can be in that place of acceptance and ultimate surrender for the closure and the fruition of this, the easier it's going to feel for that beautiful burst of extraordinary energy to come in and show you what's next, okay? Creatively, fantastic month for you. Fantastic month, Scorpio, to be working at a different level altogether, You're going to be tapping in. The veil is going to be the thinnest it's been this year. You will be intuitively guided to come up with inspired new ways of doing things, new ways of thinking, new ways of creating. In terms of your relationships, powerful transformations can take place. There are contracts showing up really strongly in your reading this month. And so if that is something that you are looking to kind of pin down, even though we've got Mars and Mercury retrograde, if it's a returning or a revisitation to something that perhaps was, started earlier in this year, then, there's a burst of new energy and a sort of invigoration that I feel the Knight of Cups can deliver, okay? Now, some might say at times that Knight of Cups energy can be a little dreamy. Frankly, through this month of October, with all of this moon energy and the retrograde of Mercury in your sign, you're going to need to allow that dreamy, kind of hazy, foggy sense of uncertainty and just coexist alongside it, okay? Because you have enough grounded, sort of almost like practical wisdom and understanding to support you in moving forward. That Eight of Wands is showing me you're going to be able to move forward and navigate your way, but best to work with the energies and not against them, yeah? Now, yes, you may have new love interests or a returning love interest, retrograde, yeah, coming back with, a lot to say. I think they have a lot to say. I think they're feeling the intensity of the emotions. It may well be you wanting to return to some kind of connection you've had previously. But there is this quality of knowing what you now know, High Priestess, knowing what you now know. Is it really right for you? I mean, the Hierophant and the High Priestess, powerful combination guides here, saying, we're not going to let you go back into anything that isn't right for you. It's just not an option. So don't even try, Not that there's no escape here, but this is about the breaking of patterning that has existed deeply ingrained within you and how we finally put something to rest, because you're evolving at a rapid rate, okay? And that rebalancing, that work that you've done on the self to get yourself to this point is not going to be disrupted by anyone or anything outside of yourself that is operating at a lower frequency. It's just how you need to look at it. So I see you being able to take decisive action when it's required. You may feel quietly kind of in need of detaching, okay? Detaching perhaps at times from the overwhelm of people who are kind of trying to project their emotions onto you, or going into a heightened state of frenzy, or kind of feeling like there's nowhere to go, there's nowhere to hide, like I need to just put all my stuff onto you. And I think you can be a healing presence. You can be a sound, wise, kind of trusted advisor. But I do see you being deeply protective of your energy, because you don't want to lose that balance. You don't want to lose the boundaries or all the work that you've done within the self, Now, High Priestess coming through at the center of your reading, it's not really a surprise. Your ability to psychically connect as the veil is so thin, again with these full moon energies, is powerful. And what's going to be showing up is a lot of your fears, What we're working through is some of the things that perhaps from a trauma perspective have permeated this year of 2020 and where you now stand with them. But look at this, Hierophant and the High Priestess closeting this kind of difficult energy of the 9, okay? Sending all of these beautiful birds in to bring that sense of release. Okay, this is about a release energy. They're giving you the keys to unlock yourself from any self-imposed prison, to release the fears or the doubts that are stopping you from taking that big leap forward, that next step in your life, the thing that your heart longs for, the change that you have to make, for your own well-being. Whatever it is that you're feeling scared or uncertain or fearful about, you're being supported and guided by your own spirit, by your own higher self, by the guides who are constantly with you, and also by people in your life. There is support showing up for you, Now, if you have legal situations that are ongoing at the moment, that may well be an experience for some of you. If that is the case, again, you're being guided to Let go of what is not in your control. Understand that sometimes the universe has a very interesting way of moving the chess pieces on the chessboard, and it's still going to get you to exactly where you're supposed to be, and it's going to put you in a place that brings you closer to the things that you want. But it would not necessarily always be a route that we would choose for ourselves. So there is a sense of deep trust that both Hierophant and High Priestess is asking of you in October, Scorpio. And like we said, the more you can allow that ultimate surrender, you're then allowing that phoenix to rise. And when it does, it will be spectacular. So Two of Wands is the invitation to reimagine something in your life. What do you want to reimagine? If we see October as this powerful release energy, this transitioning point, before this amazing breakthrough that November, December, January is going to deliver for us, to show us where we've changed, how we need to change moving forward. What is it that you are imagining for yourself over this next chapter? You have the world in your hands. You have everything available to you. You are feeling and sensing into the changes and the shifts. You are getting a clear indication of where Spirit want to guide you. You're starting to see things knit together. So where do you want to go? October is a perfect time for you to really bask in that choice of limitless possibility. It's also about wanting to bring balance in. It's about saying to yourself, if the things that I'm doing, the way I'm speaking, how I'm showing up is not directly setting me on course for what I say I want, then why am I doing it? Why am I doing it? King of Cups, your energy. Again, that there's so much wisdom coming through for you in this month of October. I think, in many ways, even though, let's not be light about it. The energies are super intense in October. And they're very provocative, and they want to create kind of all merry hell a little bit. They want to be mischievous. They want to kind of disrupt. But you have like the ultimate guru energy, the coming together, the coalescing of people, of energies, of this point in understanding in yourself that's showing you exactly what's going on, that's helping you to read between the lines of all of these layers of energy, Now, there is a turning away, if we look at this, from the King of Cups. So if this is not representative of you, and we look at the fact that, this particular depiction, there is quite a lot of shadow energy around him. So if this is someone, he or she, that you feel, this is really no longer an energy that I can coexist with, that I want to experience, that I want to connect with on any level, that's part of the release that you need to be making through this month of October. You need to start putting the plans in place. You will be supported in that exit strategy, is kind of what I want to say. So if this is the job you want to leave, and the person that you need to walk away from, if this is a relationship that you need to call time on, even if this perhaps represents an addictive part of yourself, that you are working hard to find balance and move beyond, to break the patterning of. The way that you're going to do it is finding that sense of surrender, but also in planning, looking at the details of everything that's playing out in the day-to-day experience of your life, and saying, is everything that I'm doing orienting myself towards a future that I want, or is it back into this kind of imprisonment of my thoughts where I'm thinking and fearing the worst? And it may be, Scorpio, that there's some, situations or experiences that come up this month that lead you into that sense of feeling like, I don't know how this is going to turn out. Like, I really don't know how this is going to work in my favor. Like, and it may be that feeling of just being in the dark, of having to suspend your belief. But again, the Hanged Man, it's surrender, right? It's the ultimate surrender, the ultimate sacrifice that you're going to make. I mean, my goodness, like Hanged Man, High Priestess, Hierophant, all locking in this energy. So if this is you and there's something that you're grappling with, that you're having that internal fight, or there is a situation in your life that gets ignited powerfully through this month of October, and it feels a little hostile, it feels triggering, it feels intense. There's only one thing that you can do, because in that surrender, all of these swords just fall away, you know? They're almost like, they're kind of mirrored, right? So it's almost like reflective energy. But I just have the sense, like when I feel into that card, it's just like it's like they're projections of light, and the light will just disappear. Like it's like the sword will just go, you know? So none of this is realized in where your mind wants to take you, you know? And it's an old part of the self that's kind of trying to trick you anyway, okay? You've come too far for that, but there's so much spiritual wisdom here, so much leveling up, so much understanding. And maybe you are the one that's helping someone else, Scorpio. If you can't identify or resonate with that as you, maybe you are that powerful, balanced, secure support that is helping somebody through this difficult, intense time. And if that is the case, you are drawing on all of your experience, and you are doing it with a sense of divine love, compassion, and understanding. You still have to make sure, though, you are looking at what it is that you need and where you are heading, and making sure you're not getting sucked back in. I don't really see it happening. There's too much strength in these cards. There's too much strength. You know, let's take a look and see how these oracle cards are reflecting your main reading. Okay, all right. Well, it's fairly self-explanatory, isn't it? Closure, and it even kind of looks like the fall, doesn't it? When we look like the colors here. So if you're in the northern hemisphere this time in October. Deep release as we transition into the new season. But look at that radiant light that's coming. It's just this knowing of what's happening. Even if your physical self can't fully understand it, your spiritual self does. So you're walking away from something. You're letting something go. The more willingly you do it, the faster you start to experience the new energies that are coming in. A time for healing, Balsamic Moon. I mean, 12th house energy, Libra season, is really wanting to bring that healing quality forward for you this month. And actually, I feel that in some ways where many people will be triggered and find the drama and the volatility and the kind of uncertainty of those two full moons, there's something very cathartic, and you're so at peace with kind of shape-shifting your way, this type of energy, Scorpio, that I think you will find the kind of slight fog and haze of it all quite healing. It will just let you tend to those parts of yourself that you need to, and almost detach yourself from any of the stress that other people are trying to get involved with. I've got these Halloween oracle cards for this month, so let's take a wee look at what they want to deliver. Eternal love. Love is love is love, and it transcends physical death. Well, I think there's two things here. It's like death of the ego aspect of self as you transcend and move to a higher state of consciousness. But it's also perhaps for those of you who have experienced loss, who have suffered grief, maybe the ending of a relationship, maybe it's the passing of a loved one. And it's about understanding that the energy of love never dies. And so even if the experience from a physical perspective or human understanding is that that connection is no longer in our life, that love is still very much a part of us. And I guess there's like a vulnerability here. There's like an exposing, isn't there? We see the roots of the trees, but we see how deep the roots go and how bonded they are. And so for many of you, it may be that there is this acceptance that, you know, there are people that you love and you can't be with them because either they're in spirit or, you know, this time and space isn't allowing you the opportunity to be together, whether it's twin flame or soulmate, or that time or distance is just causing that divide. But that acceptance is going to bring in the healing and the closure of this part of the chapter. But it's also about understanding that you'll take that love with you, you'll take that bond with you. It's something that you will hold within your heart. And it's about being open to what else can come into this space, you know? Okay, so this was a general reading, Scorpio. I hope that as the weeks progress, some of this may resonate for you. Do let me know, drop me a like or a comment. And thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to join me for the extended, we're going to go into this reading in a little bit more depth, see what else we can pull out in terms of insights and guidance. If there's a question that has not come up in the general reading here, put your focus on that now. And I'm going to pull us a couple of cards that we'll go into in the extended. Okay. You can find the link in the description box and also the comment section underneath for that. So just clarifying this 8 of Wands energy, we have 7 of Wands, 4 of Pentacles, the Devil. I think this really is about turning away, breaking patterns, breaking that, you know, freeing yourself from the fear and the restriction and the heaviness of who or what has just been relentlessly kind of trying to hold you back or been on your mind or impacted you in some way. That Hierophant, you know, just bringing in like the treasure chest, reminding you of the limitless possibilities that your life now holds as you allow yourself to burst free from, you know, some of this energy. There's that King of Cups again. Okay. 7 of Coins coming through here. So there may be some adjustments, changes happening for those of you in your place of work and career, you know, needing to work more flexibly, changing things. Okay, Tower energy coming through. It doesn't surprise me for this month of October. I do think it's, you know, going to be very disruptive for people. This may be things that are happening out with your control, but what they're doing is forcing you to reimagine something. 2 of Wands again. You know, what do you want moving forward? Okay, another card of completion. The World coming in here. Again, linking to Saturn, which is now moving direct and coming, you know, into its final few weeks in Capricorn. So again, we're just going to be closing that chapter of working out. Ace of Pentacles, I love here for you. The Hermit coming through. Could we have any more spiritual guru energies showing up in October for you, Scorpio? My goodness. Maybe a Virgo energy here with the Hermit and the King of Pentacles showing up. Beautiful Empress energy here. I think there is some, you know, major shifts and changes happening for some of you in regards to relationships, and also, you know, even if it's relationships that you're not in physically right now, it's the reflection back to ones that have been a part of your world, and just how it's changed you and what that means for you moving forward. I've got a couple of aces showing up here, which is really nice. Here's the 8 of Cups over closure. So I mean, please let me know how this plays out for you. I don't think I could have a reading that's inviting any more letting go. Knight of Wands coming in here, healing, maybe from a fire sign. Okay. Oh, 10 of Swords, okay. Scorpio, thank you so much for tuning in. If you'd like to join me for the extended, we'll go into this in a little bit more detail and pull out some more messages for you. Otherwise, I wish you a beautiful month of October and happy solar returns for those Scorpios that have an October birthday. I look forward to connecting with you again for next month's reading. Take care.